Good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending the Norfolk Southern Railroad Virtual Job Fair event. Today on the line, we have Ms. Brianna Harris with Norfolk Southern, who will be giving a presentation over the company and what positions are currently available with the organization and how to go about applying for those positions. After she has completed her presentation, we will also be having a breakout rooms portion of the event where you'll be able to meet with her directly and ask her any questions that you do have. Obviously, hopefully make a connection and fill out those applications and go from there. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Brianna to present. Brianna, are you available?
I am available. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I wanted to put this presentation together, of course, to create some job opportunities. If anyone is looking for something currently, we definitely have the bandwidth to bring you on, to educate you, and this is what this session is going to be all about. We will open up a Q&A session at the end, and if anyone wants to discuss anything further, I'll have my contact information and we can align after this PowerPoint presentation. So with that being said, let's get started. So I do have a table of contents, and this is just going to let you know how we're going to flow through this presentation. So we'll have a brief overview. We're going to go over the duties, qualifications, and expectations. We're going to talk about that work schedule and the requirements, the benefits, compensation, and what happens next after this presentation as far as applying and what your next steps are going to be. All right, so many of you may have heard of Norfolk Southern. We're definitely the leading transportation provider in many different states. We're covering 19,500 route miles throughout those 22 states and DC. We're over the Eastern Seaport, 10 river ports, and 9 lake ports. And we also operate the most extensive intermodal network. So we are helping the world and the country get things from point A to Z. We're currently employing 20,000 members. We're a part of that New York Stock Exchange, and we're known as a Fortune 300 company. So this here is just a brief overview of the routes that we cover. So we're very big within the Midwest, Southeast. So you see the East Coast between New York City and Jacksonville, Florida. We also serve the Gulfport area of Mobile, New Orleans, Great Lakes, and numerous other river ports. So I'm saying that to say if you were to apply for a position in the Midwest, you could very well transfer to a different position in a different state if that's something you'd like to do and travel the world. Opportunity is definitely there for you. So in our next set of slides, we're going to go over those duties, the qualifications, and the expectations of a conductor. So you may be wondering, what does a conductor do? Conductors are in charge of the safe operation of a train to deliver freight to our customers, again, from point A to B across the country. Some of those duties that would include within your daily basis would be observing, interpreting, and relaying card, lantern, and radio signals, operating track switches. You'd be coupling cars, lifting objects on occasion up to 80 pounds, tying handbrakes, lots of physical activity, as you see below, bending, kneeling, crouching, climbing on and near equipment. And you'd also be standing and walking over uneven terrain. Now, the few things that I named in the beginning, you would definitely go through a training for several weeks to make sure that you're able to complete the job that you're hired for. So if any of those things alarm you, don't let it alarm you. We will definitely provide the training that you need. So here I have a few requirements of the conductor position. So I wanted to elaborate again the physical aspect of things. You will be working outdoors within all weather conditions. That's rain, shine, sleet, snow, In transportation, it keeps going 365. As far as the work schedule, we do need a lot of flexibility. So that's nights, weekends, holidays, and on call. And of course, you will be compensated for any extra working that you're doing outside of 40 hours per week. Okay, then below I do also have, you must be able to report to work at your work location within a designated call time. That means if you're off and we say need the extra help, once we give you a call, we do give you up to 2 hours to report to your location. So now we're going to talk a bit about the advancement opportunities. Once you've been a conductor for a set period of time, you are required to become an engineer. And again, you'll get the training for that as well. And that compensation goes up extensively from conductor to engineer. You may also become an operations supervisor, a yard master, or a train dispatcher. If any of you would like more information on those 3 topics, the operations supervisor, yard master, and train dispatcher, I can align with you after the call as well to go over that in depth. All right, so again, those work schedule requirements, again, nights, weekends, holidays, on call, it can be quite a demanding schedule, yet it can definitely be done if that is something you want to pursue as far as becoming a conductor. All right, and here we have the vacation and the time off. You have your years of service in your left column and your entitlement to your right column, in your right column. And your vacation, it'll be determined off of your years of service. Now let's speak a little bit about the extra board. Extra board is when your name is added, and this is for your on call. So your name will be automatically added when you become a conductor. So you typically work 6 days a week. You are off for 2. There are guaranteed earnings that are available, and I do believe the guaranteed earnings for a conductor now is $65,000 per year. If you're on that extra board and you're called in, that is double pay. All right, so your training, you will be doing your training down in McDonough, Georgia. You would be responsible for just getting yourself to training. However, Norfolk, we will cover any and everything after that, such as your hotel stay. If you are using a car or rent a car, we will reimburse you for mileage. Okay. And upon completing training, you see here at the bottom, these are a few things that you're eligible for, which is your dental, vision, 401k after 1 year of service, life insurance as well. And the medical insurance company that we use is United Healthcare. And many people speak on the great benefits and the retirement packages of Norfolk Southern. Is one that I am very proud of. And your tier 1 benefits are going to include your Social Security. Tier 2 is your employee and company pay, which you'd receive after retirement. And then also your spouse will receive those same retirement benefits. Your typical retirement age is 60 with 30 years of service. So once everything is all said and done, you and your spouse are well taken care of. And here it just elaborates a little bit more on the compensation. Again, that's scheduled 6 days on, 2 days off, your biweekly pay. And of course, with seniority, your pay will increase as well. And as far as the job opportunities, that would, that increases there as well. All right, so what's next? What you would have to do is complete a virtual interview, which typically takes about 6 to 10 minutes long. You're just virtually answering questions. Once you submit it, you will be ranked. Depending on your rank, that is when you will be offered a live interview, face to face with one of our terminal managers. If you were to proceed with that yes and we extend an offer, this slide is just showing what those steps would be after that. You will have to complete a medical screening at one of our medical facilities, a drug screen, and also a background check. And this slide here is just reiterating the HireVue video, which takes 6 to 10 minutes. And then once that's completed, we'll get you set up for your live interview. This explains your pre-employment process. It goes a little bit more in depth as far as your medical examination and your background check. All right, and that concludes the presentation for a conductor. Again, thanks everyone for listening. If there are any additional questions, I would love to meet with you one-on-one in a side room, and we can briefly go over whatever questions you may have or concerns you may have and get you moving to your next steps.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that presentation, Brianna. And as Brianna stated, we will be having a breakout room portion of the event here where you'll be able to meet with her and ask the questions that you do have here directly. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and open up those rooms. I have pre-assigned everybody to the breakout room, so you will not have to worry about actually joining the room. Just an FYI, Rick, I'm also going to send you to that room as well. Just obviously have kind of a buffer in there. But feel free to obviously unmute yourselves. If you want to turn your camera on, feel free to do so. Ask Brianna any questions that you do have regarding the information that she covered here today. Please just keep in mind, keep things respectful, keep it professional. Once you've answered your question, just be sure to mute yourself so you're not giving off any other potential interference to other folks who are asking questions. Keep in mind also, if you are on camera, just be aware we are able to see everything that's going on. So if you need to, just be sure to turn the camera off when you're done asking your question. And other than that, we should not have any other issues. So I'll go ahead and open up those rooms right now. And we'll keep it open for approximately 15 minutes or so. And if we need to have another session, we can absolutely do so. All right, everybody. And you should have a prompt that was sent over to you. Please be sure to accept that to join the room.
You still there, Dan?
Yes, sir. So it looks like we have a majority of the folks back in from the waiting room. It looks like Brianna might have actually dropped off the session, which no worries. I can go ahead and kind of make a closing statement here for the folks that are still on. Again, just a few things that I want to go ahead and note here before we wrap things up. I have gone ahead, of course, and recorded this session, so I will be uploading it to the Illinois workNet YouTube channel within 48 hours at the conclusion of this event, more than likely by the end of the day, but if not the end of today, obviously Monday. I also have the registration report for this event as well, so I will also be sending that information over to the employer, but also the local workforce partners that we have in that area as well for follow-up. So both of those items, again, should be completed, within the next 48 hours of the conclusion of this event. So if you did just hop in the room here, I see we had an individual hop in the room. Again, I just wanted to remind you, I have recorded this event and will be uploading it to the Illinois workNet YouTube channel under the virtual job fairs playlist for folks to be able to review at a later date. So with that, of course, we want to go ahead and thank Norfolk Southern for joining us today. Of course, our partners at IDES as well for helping co-facilitate. And last but not least, we'll hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Take care, everybody.